Hello everybody! So over 250 million cars on the road today support the Android Auto software, making it one of the most frequently used softwares and things you do in your car since you use it on a daily basis. That's why it's very important to stay informed about the latest upgrades to Android Auto, so that you can make the best use of the many features this system offers. Today we wanted to walk through the latest version of Android Auto, going through all the features and the latest and greatest updates. Let's get to it. Alright, so let's jump right in with this newest Android Auto version. I'll go ahead and put on the screen what version it is exactly. But today we're displaying it here in a 2026 Volkswagen Tiguan, selected because this has a very large display, which I think really portrays Android Auto in a very nice way. Of course, certain elements of the UI will actually change a little bit depending on what type of screen you have and what orientation it is, but the system is of course very capable of changing different designs automatically based on what type of screen you have, whether you have an older car or a brand new car like we're in today. Now here in this 15-inch rectangular display, you'll notice that we have some shortcut buttons which run along the side, and then you have your basically home button, your Google Assistant / Gemini button, and then up here is where you can get to your notification shade. The default screen is going to be what you see here, which is Google Maps, of course. But you can also access other types of maps depending on what you prefer inside of Android Auto. So right now we have Google Maps in its full screen orientation, but you can also use this in basically a split screen arrangement. So if I tap over here on the Google Maps icon again, this is going to now pull up on the right hand side whatever music app I've most recently used. So you can see right now we have YouTube Music. Also you can use Spotify, of course. And the same thing works in reverse when you select other types of applications. So when I go over here to my sidebar and I click on Spotify, you'll see it pops up some different music selections through here, and then it's going to put Google Maps over on the right-hand side instead. So these are the apps that you might have installed on your phone. Right now I don't have a ton of them on, but I have all of the things that I use on a daily basis with Android Auto, including my default messages. You can also use Facebook Messenger. We have Maps, Spotify, also have PlugShare for when we have electric vehicles, and you can install games and things like that inside of the system as well. Of course, you have the traditional things like phone, and you can install weather, different types of audio streaming. But what I really want to highlight here is what you see in the background. So this is an important thing. What Android Auto is now set up to do is that it reflects your phone's background automatically into the system. So if you watched our detailed Apple CarPlay video, that's one of the new things that it has, is the ability to kind of change out the backgrounds and stuff. Well, Android Auto also has added that fairly recently, where you get that background automatically put onto the screen itself. This is actually what you're looking at, the hood of a Lamborghini for my specific picture, if you can't tell what that green actually is. Now, as far as the customizability, what we can do is click right here on Customize. When you click on Customize, what this now does is actually pull up the different things that you can do on your Android cell phone. So this will allow you to actually change the order of the apps. So if you have so many of them, they won't fit on one page, or your screen in your car is a little bit small, this will allow you to reorder the apps to your most important ones first, which in my case, as you can see, includes Spotify and the ability to go back to Volkswagen's main infotainment system. Now, over time, Android Auto has also added in a lot of things that you can customize, and you can really get deep into this. So what you can do is click Settings right here, and when you do that, you're going to be greeted with this big list of things that you can change. So, for example, if you don't want your messages to actually pop up on the screen when you get them while you're driving, you can turn that off. Also, you can turn off the ability to show the first line of the message, which is something I have done. So that way, you never really know what someone might be texting you, and if that's appropriate on camera, for instance. So I have that turned off so that it won't be displayed during our Car Confections test drives. You can also turn on and off the chime, as well as the message summaries. As we go down, you can see these are things that will just determine how Android Auto starts up on your screen. Do you want to select it in your car, or do you want it to automatically start up when you get inside your vehicle? And do you want your latest music app to automatically start as soon as you get in your vehicle? I have that selected on. As I was talking about with your wallpaper, you can choose to have that be exactly the same as what you have on your phone, or you can choose something else instead. And you can also lock in day or night mode for the map specifically. If you prefer that dark theme even during the day, you can do that right here. As we continue down the list, another cool one is the change layout button. As I was showing you earlier, you can keep your media closer to you or your navigation closer to you, and you can swap that based on your personal preference. And then finally at the very bottom, you'll see more settings on phone, and then when you click on that button, that again will bring you to a bunch more settings that you can select on your phone itself. Some of them are redundant to what you see in the actual display. I like that you can actually adjust most of the important settings inside of the car screen now. In some older versions, you could not do that. The main thing that you cannot adjust inside of the screen and you have to rely on your phone to do is things related to the voice assistant. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. Well, actually, I'll get into that right now because that is a big thing that has changed with the latest Android Auto, is the fact that Google Assistant is being replaced by Gemini. So Gemini, of course, is Google's new AI assistant, and this is supposed to give you certain advantages over top of the previous Google Assistant, which I always thought worked pretty well already on its own. The main thing is that instead of speaking exact phrases, you should be able to engage with it a lot more conversationally. And that goes for all the different types of functions that you can use inside of Android Auto. So of course, while you're driving, using maps is one of the most important things. And Gemini does work with this better than before. So some of the new things that Google says it can do is that you can ask Gemini to find a restaurant of a certain variety along a route you already have set, and then automatically add that as a stop, all with your voice. You can also ask it about reviews for that specific restaurant or location, amenities, and you can also ask Gemini to send your ETA to a contact if you're driving to a friend's house or something like that, you're running a bit behind. Instead of you trying to figure out how far it's going to take you to get there, you can just automatically say send that to your friend, and then they'll know when you're expected to come. Now this also does go with texting as well. The big thing is that it can summarize multiple text messages if a bunch come in while you're driving. So if you're in a big group chat, it can go ahead and kind of tell you this is what overall was said. Furthermore, it has a connection with Gmail. So this allows you to actually get an address, for instance, from a reservation that you have in your email with your voice, so you don't have to stop and find that. And it can, just like the text messages, summarize some of your unread emails while you're driving. And the last big thing I want to mention is something called Gemini Live Beta. This is not fully functional yet, but Google says in the future, you will be able to just converse freely with Gemini and just kind of brainstorm through different ideas and things that you might have. Of course, kind of the sky is the limit when it comes to some of these AI features, and many of them, don't necessarily work flawlessly right now, but because it has that functionality built in, as Google updates Gemini and their AI models over time, they will get smarter and have more and more functionality added. And of course, the traditional things like engaging with your calendar, all that stuff still works exactly the same as it did in previous versions of Android Auto. Now, with these more rigorous AI features, there does need to be more power on board with your cell phone. Of course, your cell phone is what powers Android Auto into your car's system. And that means with the latest version, you're now going to have Android 9.0 Pie or above. So that's still, a fairly old version of Android. According to my research, only about 4% of active Android users have a version that's older than that. So it's still going to work for the vast, vast majority of people. Well guys, hopefully you enjoyed this detailed look at the latest version of Android Auto. Like we mentioned, this is a very important system for a lot of you guys, so it's important to stay up to date on the latest and greatest. And of course, if you're an Apple user, we also have a detailed Apple CarPlay 2026 version, which details all the changes they made with iOS 26 as well. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, make sure to go down below and subscribe. And if you're already a fan and subscriber, we appreciate your continued support. We'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.